Hey guys, GV here. I wanted to do something a little different today and do a basic build video. People come into my stream all the time and ask me for help with their build, ask me what they're doing wrong. And for 1.5 at least, this is kind of some general rules to follow if you just want to build a good damage, good amount of DPS, or good amount of toughness damage build. Um, these rules aren't hard and fast. They're just what I like to do, what I tell people, at least for simplicity's sake, to get their build in a decent spot. Um, Unfortunately, this build is Alpha Bridge. I don't like using my Alpha Bridge build. As a matter of fact, I haven't used it in weeks. Um, but this is the build that has the correct stat spread for what I'm going to try and tell you. My other builds are a little off the wall, tanky or balanced or a little more DPS heavy. But this is the build that has the balanced stat spread. That's kind of the most generic, basic build. Um, and will help a lot of people get their build ready in 1.5. 1.6, obviously, everything's going to change, but um, I'm not going to show you how to make a one-shot seeker because it's way too cheesy and it's just annoying. It's not fun for anybody. So we'll hop right into it. And the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the stat spread. Now you'll see I have 4,946 firearms, 7,192 stamina, 2825 skill, which is no investment in skill power at all, except for what's on my holster. Now, the reason you run this stat spread is because if you look, perks like responsive or brutal, they require that 4,790 firearms to unlock. So you're unlocking just enough to unlock the most expensive firearms talents on your build. And beyond that, firearms stop scaling very well after about this number. It has diminishing returns. So it's not worth, in most cases, to invest past this 4,900, 5,000-ish firearms mark. Then you just invest everything else in stamina. You get over that 7,000 stamina, you get a good amount of toughness going. My toughness is actually a lot lower than I'd like it to be because my Barrett chest piece has a really, really low armor roll. But it is what it is. It's what I have. You know, I could put on this Alpha Bridge chest piece, put those mods on it. My toughness would go up, but my sheet DPS is almost 370,000. But sheet DPS is garbage. I'll explain that when we get to the weapons part. But the most important part of this is the stat spread. You want that 4,900 firearms, that 7,000 stamina, 2,800 electronics, and you want to have armor everywhere. You'll see stamina mods with armor. Stamina mods with armor. Stamina with armor. Stamina with armor. That's very important too. My damage mitigation on this build is only like 43%. But like I said, I don't use this. 53%. I don't use this build in PvP. I don't like running Alpha Bridge in PvP. I hate running the meta. This build is here for demonstration purposes only. And I'm running Savage Gloves to get the most out of it. I like running Savage Gloves over a specialized backpack. That's just me. If I didn't have the Barrett chest, I would probably run either Savage and Specialized or Tenacious and Specialized. But I'm running Barrett's chest, so I like to run my Savage Gloves over the Specialized backpack. Now, the next big thing about this is I'm not going to go through every single gear piece because this is more of a broad video. You just want to get armor rolls everywhere. You know, my knee pads have 1240 armor rolled on them already. Backpack, 2881 armor. That was nice that I got these things and I was able to roll high stamina rolls on everything else. You know, my holster has 1500 armor. That's actually not the highest, but it will work. So you just got to remember to roll armor everywhere. The other big thing is you want to make sure that your mask has enemy armor damage and that your knee pads have enemy armor damage. Because once you can get that enemy armor damage number up, you'll see I'm at 57%. That is going to let you put out some serious damage in PvP and PvE. Now, I primarily PvP, so a lot of my builds, well, really all of my builds are PvP focused. So, I mean, you can change this up obviously if you want for PvE to get more DPS. If you don't need the toughness or whatever. But I'm doing PvP with my builds. I got 215,000 health, 12,700 armor. But just, you got to put armor everywhere. Armor has to be on all your mods. Now, the next big thing is, well, what skills do you run? I have a flame turret on because I was farming some HVTs in Lexington yesterday. I run a flame turret. When I PvP in the dark zone, I either run some form of support bag or a flashbang sticky. The support bag is nice is because when you don't have that skill power, the master perk on the support bag is that if you destroy it, it will heal you and your allies. So it's basically a second heal. So I like to keep my support bag down if it's about to be destroyed or if it's about to just run out its duration. I'll destroy it myself, get a little bit of a heal. It's a little extra heal for you of your teammates, since the actual heal you're going to get on them 3,500 isn't very much at all. Green, between the green, yellow, and blue, I run whatever my team needs me to. Usually green or yellow is what I run. But the other thing is talents. Talents are extremely important on every build. The two talents that are absolute must-haves: critical save and on the move. Those talents can get your toughness up stupid high with a booster shot. If you can proc all of them, critical save and on the move, you can get your toughness at like 3.5 million. I've done it on this build. It's ridiculous. You can just face tank anything. You're in the middle of a gunfight with other players, mow down an NPC real quick, get that on the move, and all of a sudden you're at 800,000 toughness, pop your booster shot, you're over 1 million, and you can just face tank them, and you're going to win that battle almost every single time. The other ones I run, again, since I'm PvP focused, is Combat Medic. That way I can heal my teammates and myself whenever I pop a med kit. This is a must run in a squad PvP scenario. So go ahead and put that on. My last one is Precision. I like to run Precision because it kind of lets me get away without running a Pulse. And the base, it gives you the base Pulse damage, which is just a 7.7% crit chance and crit damage increase. But it's just a little extra damage you can squeeze out of your build without having to get a bunch of skill power stacked onto your character. So those are the 4 that I run on this build. If you want to run one is none, that's fine. If you want to run Strike Back, that's fine. Strike Back is especially good if you're solo. So Strike Back is also a very, very viable option instead of Precision. Triage in some cases can still be okay, but it was nerfed pretty hard. It's hard to get it to proc right unless you're playing with a very smart coordinated team. And some people still like to run Adrenaline to get that overheal from their med kit. So you have a few options. I choose Precision because this build is about putting out stupid amounts of damage. For the weapons I'm running on this build, I don't need to sit here and go through every weapon talent. Everybody knows you want responsive. Everybody knows you want destructive. Everything, I honestly think Brutal's a tier 2 perk because Brutal only procs on headshots, obviously. I'd almost prefer Deadly in that slot. But it is what it is. It's what I got. Vicious is pretty much a tier 2 perk too. It's what I could get. I mean, I have a max damage, almost max enemy armor damage roll on this rifle. So, I mean, it was worth it to just run with that Vicious. Unforgiving, I think, is a fantastic perk, especially if you build a really tanky build. Like, I have a Predator tank build with almost about 580,000 toughness, and Unforgiving is an amazing perk because even when I'm down to 2 health bars, and I only have 2 health bars, I still have as much toughness as the agent I'm fighting, but I have a bonus 10% damage right off the bat. And we're at equal playing fields, but I have that extra damage boost. And then obviously Uncomplicated on the FAMAS. How I spec my weapons. Now this is pretty universal. I have a little more. I don't have quite as much crit damage as I want on this build because I don't have Deadly, which hurts it. Magazine size, and I put rate of fire on mine. You could go crit chance, crit damage. I have a little bit of reload speed, but it's fine. Don't get too hung up again on your sheet DPS because you could stack a bunch of reload speed on this build and your DPS will go through the roof, but you're not actually putting out any more damage. You're actually sacrificing actual damage just to have your number look higher. Crit chance, crit damage, headshot damage, optic. Again, specking crit chance and crit damage. The Omega Rifle Suppressor has all that headshot damage stacked on it. Put that on there. And then I run a crit damage, optimal range, reload speed under barrel mod on my rifle, and that's so I don't get that stability and accuracy debuff from Uncomplicated. But you'll see all weapon bonus plus 20%. Plus 5 for Alpha Bridge, plus 15 for FAMAS. I get 20% bonus right off the bat with my with that. And just make sure if you're Savage Gloves, make sure they have crit chance, crit damage, assault rifle damage on. That'll just help boost your DPS a little bit more. And And really, guys, that's about it. I mean, you have a few choices as far as your performance rods. I run 6% self-heal mods to get some extra heal out because I don't have a lot of skill power. So I run 6% self-heal mods in all 4 slots. Um, but that's really about it. This is just kind of a basic build video. It's really important about the stat spread, the 4,900, 7,100, or 7,000 stam. Don't really invest into skill power at all. You know, you can make that 3,800-ish firearms to unlock destructive, unforgiving, deadly, things like that, and then put more into stamina and get over that 550,000 toughness mark if you want to build more of a tanky build. But that's up to you. With Alpha Bridge, there's just not enough talents to use at that firearms level, so it's not really worth it. It's worth speccing into so much damage. This is what Alpha Bridge is good for. But Predator or Striker or Banshee, you could very easily build a viable tank. And I have a Predator tank build that you can check out on my channel. It's very, very effective. So I hope this video helped you guys. You know, just as a general rule for building some damage builds, please don't build Alpha Bridge. Don't be that Alpha Bridge meta-reliant person. You know, have some fun and creativity with your builds. I just use this because all my other builds are so wacky. They don't fit the general rule of builds. You know, for the casual player that's trying to build something competitive, this is going to be a good option. Just don't do Alpha Bridge. Don't do Seekers. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.